Atlanta, Georgia, just north of the city up in Cobb County. There's a look inside Truist Park. It's the first of three Diamondbacks and the Atlanta Braves. Diamondbacks have won just twice in their last 11 games. It's a stretch that's taken them from 4 games over 500 down to 3 games under. They have dropped 4 consecutive series, and they arrive at Atlanta trying to steady a ship that has veered badly off course. And they've got a tough challenge set out for them here today. Your starter for the Braves, right-hander Spencer Strider, 3 losses in 3 starts as he makes his way back from right elbow surgery in April of last year.
A little bit of a hamstring hiccup too has interrupted the first part of this season, and he's still waiting for everything to fall back into place. The velocity is a little bit down, obviously the location, a lot of those walks and hit batters, so a patient approach, and that's usually the D-backs plan.
Well, Josh, let's get a look around the diamond at the Atlanta defense for the opener here tonight.
Some pretty good defenders out there. It obviously helps to have Acuna back out there on right field, but Drake Baldwin getting the start with Strider. Has only worked with him one other time and given up a lot of stolen bases so far. He's 26 stolen bases, only 4 thrown out. So if the D-backs want to get some chaos going, this is a guy that could do it against.
And Baldwin has been an offensive-minded catcher at this point. He first actually was the National League Rookie of the Month for May. That was awarded earlier today, but they're very good up the middle with Allen at shortstop and Harris in center field. This is the second series between these two this year after the Braves took 2 of 3 at Chase Field in April. So we're set to go. Ben May is our plate umpire back there calling balls and strikes as Spencer Strider finishes his warm-up tosses. Lovely evening here. The lights have been on. Not much wind to speak of, and it's not super hot, at least not yet here in Georgia.
Not at all, and you'll take that as a relief. A lot of times you'd have to change undershirts, jerseys, particularly if you catch one of those day games here with all that humidity.
Here's Corbin Carroll set to lead it off. 254, 16 homers. He leads the Diamondbacks with that 877 OPS. Spencer Strider, of course, got those big legs. They call him Quadzilla. But it's the elbow that's been the concern. And here's a 1-pitch out against Corbin Carroll. Austin Riley has it at third. And there's one away. Let's get a look at what Spencer Strider has to offer, Josh Colmenger.
That first pitch right there, fastball at 96, and it's going to be a lot of fastball, a lot of slider. Every once in a while, the changeup, mainly to lefties. Same with the curveball. So if you're a right-handed batter, you got to pick 1 or 2 pitches. The lefties have to look at all 4.
Ketel Marte bats second at second base here tonight. And a fastball is in there for a strike. Ketel singled walk, scored a run, and a DH role in the win Sunday over the Nationals. And begins this road trip riding a 15-game on-base streak. Another fastball right on the corner down there, and it's 0-2. Of course, with Spencer Strider, you're always looking at the velocities, maybe not to this point coming off the surgery last year. But in his 3 starts so far, he has thrown just 14 innings. He's walked 6, and he's hit 4. So it's been a little erratic to this point. And Marte gets into one, and that one is going to go. Wow, Acuna does not even move. Ketel Marte sends one out of here in Atlanta, and the Diamondbacks strike first.
And in that changeup, that's the pitch he doesn't throw very often. Hangs it after 2 fastballs. I'm not sure what he's doing, but Ketel, the only guy in this lineup with an extra base hit against Strider. That's now 2 homers plus a triple.
I mean, Acuna, I'm not sure he even blinked at that one.
He knew that was well out of here. He just casually turned and looked at it like a fan, just spectated. And you don't want to throw those hanging changeups because a lot of times you're asking for a new ball. And you see Acuna there just admiring it.
That's number 9 for Marte ahead of Geraldo Perdomo, back in the 3 spot tonight. And Jerry swings at a first pitch fastball. That's a jumbo jack off the bat of Ketel Marte. A free jumbo jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. 3rd home run given up this year by Spencer Strider. Perdomo gets under this one as center. Michael Harris is out there. 2 down in the first.
Right back to the fastball for Strider. I'm not sure he's going to make that same changeup mistake after how far Ketel hit that one, almost 450 feet out to right center.
Good to see Cattell get back in the swing of things. Naylor bats clean up, 297 and 7 homers. He leads the Diamondbacks in hits this year. Back at first base tonight. And as always, first guy out here before 2 o'clock this afternoon, more than 5 hours ahead of first pitch. Josh Naylor kicking extra hitting well before batting practice. Naylor homered twice on the last homestand, once against the Pirates and then again against the Nationals. 0 for 3 with a walk Sunday. That snapped his 9-game hit streak. Another first inning homer for the D-backs. And an early lead for Zach Gallen. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hopefully that helps Zach. It's always fun to pitch with a lead, especially when you're on the road and your team stakes you to some type of a lead there in the top of the first.
Well, it's early leads that have not been the problem. It's continuing that scoring throughout the game, as we saw on Sunday against the Nationals. Well, they got enough pitching to hang on and get the win and avoid that 3-game sweep. Now the 2-1 to Naylor. There's the curveball from Strider, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got the 4-seamer, the slider, the curve. Might want to put that changeup in his back pocket after the Marte home run. Chino would be next.
Certainly something to think about, especially when that's one of his least used pitches. It's going to be a lot of the other ones till he has the confidence to throw that.
.96 at the belt, fouled away. Strider has gone short in all 3 starts so far this year, coming off the elbow surgery last year. His pitch count has twice been up in the 90s, just trying to get through 5 innings. So he might not last long here tonight. Curveballs in the dirt. Naylor's run the count full 3-2. He did battle at Philadelphia last Tuesday. Allowed just 1 run, 1 hit, and a 2-0 loss to the Phillies, but he walked 4 batters and threw 90 pitches at only 4 2/3. And that's kind of the way it's been going so far for him. And he gets a swing and a miss from Naylor on the slider. And we end the top of the first, but not before. Cattell Marte gets his 9th of the year in Atlanta. The early lead for Zach Gallen. Back with you from Atlanta. Cattell Marte extends his on-base streak to 16 games. A home run, an early lead for the right-hander Zach Gallen. Your starting pitcher stats brought to us by YREFI. 3 wins, 7 losses, a 5.54 ERA. Zach leads the National League in walks. And he'll get a look at Ronald Acuna Jr. to start it off. First pitch swinging. Gallen with a fastball down and away. Acuna 324 and 3 homers. He's only played 9 games this year and has already put up some pretty impressive numbers. Backs up Corbin Carroll to the track, to the wall in right. Corbin has got it. Corbin Carroll up to the wall. And he takes extra bases away from Acuna, trying to prevent the smile right there. A little grin, and he's got it in the glove.
The textbook play by Carroll. It's so important to go back, field for that fence first, and then jump from there. The ball just kept carrying the wind, gently pushing it out there, but a big first out instead of extra bases.
Drake Baldwin, the catcher. Baldwin named today as the National League's Rookie of the Month for May. .321 on the year with 5 home runs. 24 years old. That's bounced fair up the line, backhanded by Naylor. Gallen covers and quickly 2 down. As we get a look around the diamond at the D-back defense.
A defense that needs to make all the plays. Zach just needs to pitch his game, let the defense take care of everything else. And again, Moreno's so important back there, not only calling the game, but trying to neutralize any attempt at the Braves to try to get their offense jump-started as they've struggled to score runs here.
Here is the dangerous Austin Riley, who has been a one-man wrecking crew against the Diamondbacks in his career. This season leads the Braves in hits. 275 and 10 homers. How about this? Nice high hop for Gino. And a nice quick 1-2-3 shutdown inning. 3 outs on 5 pitches. Zach Gallen in Atlanta with a 1-0 lead. A 5-pitch first for Zach Gallen, an early home run for Ketel Marte, and Josh Colmenter. Time for your Budweiser keys to the game.
Staying on the attack, that's for both sides. Zach, continue. I mean, a 5-pitch first, that's perfect, but stay on the attack. None of those lapse innings he's had a few times. And for the offense, continue to score. You talked about that. And then take your base. If Strider's going to put you on, if he's going to walk guys or hit guys, let him do that. Just crowd the bases and try to bring in runs that way.
He's done a lot of both in 3 starts so far. Coming off the elbow surgery, Gino splits the gap in left center. Harris not going to get that one, and it bounces into the seats for a ground rule double. Good start to the second.
Suarez obviously paying attention. He started everyone off with a fastball, and he said, all right, if you're going to throw that 96 right over the plate, thank you. I'll take my double, and away we go.
12th double for Gino. And right away an RBI chance for Gurriel, up 1-0. We expect Michael Harris II to get to nearly everything, but that one split the gap nicely, and Gino's at second to start it off, ahead of Lourdes. Gurriel doubled, scored, had an RBI in Sunday's win over the Nationals. Did not go. That's Roberto Ortiz down there at first base. Doesn't chase the offering from Strider. Lourdes, a season high 251, 8 home runs. And he starts this road trip riding a 8-game hitting streak. It's not all about the fastball for Strider. Good slider right there. Ball and a strike.
He's not going to get to see too many, but he obviously wants to see more right-handers so he can throw him that slider. But between him and Baldwin, learn something and not just grooving fastballs.
Well, Lourdes is the guy you want up in these RBI spots. He's hitting .406 during his 8-game hit streak and has really turned it on. Lourdes hit .181 in the first month of the year, but then batted .324 in May, so quite a turnaround for him as we get into June.
He's heated up, helped the offense, but not only that, the power swing coming back for Lourdes as well.
Critical, especially from the right side. Does an offer out there. Again, the slider from Strider. He's shown him that pitch now 3 times in this at bat. Actually make it 4. Pavin Smith, the DH on deck. Full count on Gurriel, 3-2. Well, he was determined to get him on that slider and finally did. That Strider's second strikeout.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a home run, you score a free jumbo jacket, Jack in the Box, with purchase of a large drink. And thanks to Ketel Marte on that one already.
Pavin Smith. Pavin bats 7th, 291 and 4 homers. RBI chance for him. Pavin had a good weekend against Washington Friday and Saturday. 3 hits, 4 RBIs. He doubled and tripled in that series against the Nationals. Was trying to make a point with that slider.
He is. Both times he got swings and misses, it was in a full count, so it was in a swinging count. So far, when they don't have to, they're not offering.
He threw 5 sliders to Gurriel. The first 2 to Pavin Smith also have been sliders. Pavin gets this up in the air. Acuna and Harris in the gap all the way to the warning track there. Gino will tag and head for third.
Good pitch by Strider right on the corner. Pavin tried to get the barrel to it, just missed a little bit. Still drilled it deep out into right field with the ball hanging. So he wants it inside and gets it inside, because otherwise Pavin's going to have extra bases, if not a home run.
There's a little bit of a breeze blowing out toward right field. Not a whole lot of wind to speak of. But there's some billowing in the flags out there as Gabby steps in the 8 spot. Suarez at third and 2 outs. Moreno 276 and 4 homers. And his bat has been critical here lately. He's hit in 5 straight games, 11 of 12. There's the hard fastball right by him. It's 1-1. 96 that time.
Even though we're saying this velocity's down, it's still an above average fastball at 96, although he's used to it being 97, 98, sometimes even triple digits.
That's how we caught everybody's attention for sure. Moreno bloops it beyond Olson's reach, and that drops fair for a run. Gino's home, the RBI for Gabby, and a 2-0 Diamondback lead. Not pretty, but effective.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be the greatest swing. It's still going to go down as a single. And that's a pitch again, in on the hands. That's where he wants it, up and in, gets it up and in. And sometimes the hitter just has more luck than you do. And you could tell from Olson as he saw, no way he's going to get to it. He just knew it was going to fall.
Yeah, there was body language of resignation from both Olson at first and Acuna in right. Good start in Atlanta. Alec Thomas in the 9 spot. Alec first pitch swinging. He hits this pretty deep to center. Harris all the way to the warning track once more, all the way to the wall. And he's got just enough ballpark. But Gino's leadoff double adds to another run, and it's 2-0 Diamondbacks against the Braves. We are back with you from Truist Park in Atlanta. And a reminder, D-backs Advantage members, you can earn 20 Advantage points when you enter the bonus word of the series into the Advantage member section of your MLB Ballpark app. Today's bonus word is blooper. Not the Gabriel Moreno RBI hit, but the Brave mascot harassing our poor defenseless Jody Jackson and the Diamondback players pregame stretch. Blooper, watch a Corbin. Ah, got you. Payback. Matt Olson leads off the Braves second. Suarez the leadoff double. Moreno the blooper RBI single. And Gallen coming off a 1-2-3-5 pitch first. Jammed Olson. Marte collects it at second. And Zach is making very short work of this Braves lineup.
For a guy coming in who has struggled with location, the Braves certainly are helping, swinging at a lot of pitches and a lot of pitches out of the zone. The last 3 outs, all pitches that weren't in the strike zone.
The dangerous DH Marcell Ozuna. 284, 10 homers. He is tops on the Braves with that 901 OPS. We spoke about the patience. Ozuna has been a combination of power and patience. In fact, no player in the majors has drawn more walks, and he's up there against the National League walk leader. And Zach lands that pitch in there for a strike. The knuckle curveball. It's 1-1. Ozuna fourth in the majors, a .427 on base percentage. And he has a look at a fastball, and it's 1-2. There he is, near the top of the major league list in terms of OBP. Ozuna has a pair of hits in each of his last 2 games, including a home run here on Sunday out to right center. It was Atlanta's only run in a 3-1 loss to the Red Sox. They were off yesterday like the Diamondbacks were. That stays fair. Tough play for Gino at third. Long throw, and Naylor with a backhand scoop at first. Nice job by Josh down there on the other end. 5 up, 5 down for Gallen.
And the weak contact is so much fun to see. This is a pitch that catches him inside, jams him, and Gino has time to set his feet, and he's a little upset that he threw that in between hop, but his first baseman bails him out with a really nice scoop over at first base.
Y Refi has a look at our slow-mo cam. Naylor on the other end, and they get Ozuna easily. Here's Ozzie Albies, the second baseman. And Gallen missed away with a curveball. Albies 235 and 6 homers. He is a switch hitter. And for Albies, the averages are a wash, but what power he occasionally does show comes from the left side. Back to the curveball for a strike. More weak contact. Naylor's got this one all by himself. 6 in a row retired by Zach Gallen to start this one. And in Atlanta, he has a 2-0 lead. Corbin Carroll set to lead off the third. Corbin had a defensive highlight in the first, up against the wall off the bat of Ronald Acuna Jr. And there it is. It's our All-State Good Hands replay.
What a play by Corbin. And it helps, too. You're going up against that padded part of the wall. You don't have to worry about jumping into anything.
Josh, let's talk about the way this game has started. Right away, the Diamondbacks setting a tone. Marte, second batter of the game, home run. Corbin Carroll, that tremendous defensive play to start the bottom of the first inning. And Zach Gallen so far has 6 outs on only 16 pitches.
It seemed like that play, too, really helped Zach, because all of a sudden you could be pitching with a guy at second. Instead, it's an out, and he just started rolling from there.
Gotta love the way they have started off here. First of 3 against the Braves. There's a strike from Strider. Corbin had a 1-pitch out to lead it off. He popped out to third. Fastball up and in. That's where teams pitched Corbin throughout much of last year. Got him to expand the zone out there. That backdoor slider. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Corbin fighting through a lot of swing and miss recently. 6 for 47 in his last 13 games. Coming into this one, it's 2-2. Misfire there for Strider. Boy, he is wearing out that slider.
He is. The lefties sometimes will throw the curveball. He's spiked a few in the dirt already. Of course, that changeup, hasn't seen one since Marte almost hit it out of the stadium.
So now the full count, 3-2. He was waiting for that slider and got it out in front, and it stays full. Remember, Strider's pitch count has really been high. He's usually in the 90s in the 5th inning as he works his way back from that elbow surgery. And this one is following suit. That splits the difference between Albies and Allen, and Corbin's aboard to lead off the third.
Found the perfect hole in the infield, and how they shift, you never know where the hole's going to be, but that one right through the box. And now speed on first base, and hopefully they start driving his pitch count. That was the third full count through 10 batters.
Ketel Marte, the StatCast brought to you by Budweiser, second batter of the game, and what a start for the Diamondbacks. Ketel's 9th of the year, a no-doubter way out to right field.
He took such a big swing, he had to balance himself in the box, and it gave him a chance to admire that one.
It's interesting if you look at Marte this year compared to last year, if you include that last home run, he has now hit 8 of his 9 home runs this year against right-hand pitching, which is an inverse from last season. He has been more effective this year as a left-hand batter.
And that's how kind of the D-backs as a whole are. They're hitting right-handed pitching significantly better than left-handers, where last year they just crushed left-handed pitching.
Very much the inverse. Corbin 10 stolen bases. He has been caught 3 times. He's really got a big jump over there, and he holds it first, but he is inching his way up toward that second base bag. Dave McKay coaching at first, Sean Larkin at third.
He had 3 or 4 hops right there that no doubt he was going to go, but Strider holding the ball, holding the ball, holding the ball.
It sure looked like he was taking off. Still waiting down there. Usually when Ketel is up, if you don't take off in the first 2 or 3 pitches, you're generally not going to go. Because now he really wants to go to work here, ahead 3-0. Back-to-back 3-ball counts for Strider to start the third. Still holding. Marte slams another one to right field. Ketel a line drive, and that one's gone. He's homered twice in Atlanta, and it's 4-0 Diamondbacks. That was an absolute missile over the head of Acuna.
It's going to say it's only 371 feet on the TV screen, but that's just because that brick wall got in the way. That ball was hit on an absolute line, and that was going to keep going all the way through that chop house out there if it had a chance.
He might have broken a brick.
But you mentioned him not running in a 3-0 count, just letting Marte go to work. And I mean, he got a hanging changeup, and that one, I guess, a hanging fastball, because that's exactly what he was sitting on.
Oh, middle. 113 off the bat. Look at this, a laser beam out of here to right. Perdomo bats third. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs for Ketel Marte, numbers 9 and 10 on the year. And what a start it's been for the Diamondbacks, and boy, did they need it. This club came in here spinning, and not in a good way. 9 losses in their last 11 games. One time 4 over 500. They come in here 3 under. Losers of 4 consecutive series, but what a start it's been.
Just continue to keep the pressure on Strider, force him to make pitches. It's a complete reset here, but even Perdomo, that swing knocked his helmet off. They're starting to get comfortable against the fastball.
Second time through the lineup, and so he goes back to the slider and gets strike 2. There, flying out to center his first time. Perdomo hit 3rd in the lineup all 3 games over the weekend against Washington. And Torlovello put it as simply as you can. He's one of their best hitters and deserves to get that extra at bat, more so than a player who's hitting 9th. And no matter how effective Perdomo is in that role, they need the offense the way things have been going lately. But they're getting more tonight, especially from Ketel, who's homered twice.
And it just loads that front up against right-handers. You might see a left-handed starter, maybe Gurriel gets that spot in the 3-hole, but it's nice to have all your production right there at the top.
Yeah, we've got another lefty on deck behind him in Naylor. And Perdomo doing what he does. Seeing a whole lot of pitches. I know that man's relieved. Two is called, strike 3 by Ben May. A terrific pitch there by Strider, and he gets his 3rd strikeout.
Marte can look back and argue if you want, but you're going to see right here that's a pitcher's pitch. That's perfect down and in.
Yeah, beauty.
And so Perdomo, who typically is not going to strike out on a pitch like that, just got caught looking.
I mean, he dotted it at 94. That's the first out in the 3rd. Here's Naylor, who struck out to win the 1st after a long battle. Doesn't offer it the curveball. Yes, he did, says Chad Fairchild down there. And so it's 0-1. You're a pitcher, so you always say yes.
If they move the bat, it's a swing.
And it should be. There's the changeup, so he threw that changeup back in there. That's the pitch that Marte hit his first home run on when he hit it to Mars. And he got Naylor with it for strike 2, and Josh will take a walk around the park here.
Naylor looks like he's trying to shake out that maybe right arm.
Yeah.
You can see the grimace there. When you're swinging and expecting to make contact and don't, a lot of times your hand or shoulder jerks out. You're expecting a little resistance and you don't get any when you miss.
Goes upstairs and fights it off at 96. But I will say that Josh often has that look on his face when things are fine. He's an absolute grinder.
Yeah, he's going to tough it out no matter what.
Again, 96 up.
In every swing, that hand's coming off the bat. And so I don't know if he's just battling through something right now and he can shake it out for his next one, but he's going to grind through this one.
And hits it out to Allen at shortstop. He's been one of the best defensive shortstops in the majors this year, Nick Allen. Terrific pickup by the Atlanta Braves from the Oakland Athletics. And that's out number 2 in the 3rd, brings up Gino Suarez.
Gino just had time to see one pitch. He got the pitch he wanted, and especially with Strider's velocity being down, that pitch in the zone is a lot more hittable now at 94, 95, and 96. Drove
that first pitch out to left center for a ground rule double and scored on Moreno's 2-out RBI hit. And a slider at the knees is a strike. Gino had the home run that was the big hit Sunday in the win over the Nationals, and now 1 for 1 with a double here, so he's hit in 4 straight. Lazy fly out to short right center. Michael Harris the second is under it. 4-0 Diamondbacks in the 3rd. Let's check in with Jody Jackson.
Guys, we are saddened to share that a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks family and the 0-1 World Series champions, Jason Conti, passed away at the age of 50. And the D-backs will honor Jason's memory with a moment of silence before the home game on June 29th, marking the 25th anniversary of his major league debut. After baseball, he became a talented chef at a restaurant very close to my home, where my family and I were always greeted with baseball talk and great food. Great Jason will be greatly missed, and we send our condolences to his wife, Carrie, and his entire family.
Back inside Truist Park in Atlanta, a tremendous start for the Diamondbacks. Some sparkling defense in right field from Corbin Carroll. 2 Ketel Marte home runs, and so far Zach Gallen has been on point. 6 up, 6 down. He's got 6 outs on just 16 pitches. And Alex Verdugo, a one-time Yankee and Dodger, leads off the Atlanta third. Key for Zach Gallen from Torey Lovullo this afternoon was pretty basic. Don't let the counts linger. Get ahead, stay ahead, put them away. And that's what Zach has done to this point. A little half swing by Verdugo right to Ketel. Another quick, easy out for Gallen. And Josh Colmenter, he's got it rolling here tonight.
He does. He's getting outs with every different pitch. And I think this is exactly what he needed, to not have to go deep into counts and get outs. Get him out early, and we'll see if that changes the second time through. But right now, he's on a roll.
Here is the shortstop, Nick Allen. Very little pop in the bat, just 4 extra base hits in nearly 50 games this year, but he's been a huge boost to their infield defense at shortstop. Fastball is there in the zone, so he gets ahead right away. It's 0-1. Allen leads the major leagues in outs above average and ranks among the major league shortstop leaders in fielding percentage. And he's had a little bit more pop than he did with the Oakland A's. But right away, Gallen ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
And that's key right there, ahead of the hitter. That's what he needs to do, right? He's going first pitch fastball and then to a variety of different off speeds. It could be the changeup, it could be the curveball, or the cutter. He's not being predictable right now.
But what's been happening, Josh, is when he gets in this count 0-2, then he starts to nibble a bit, and soon it's 1-2 and 2-2. Not this time. He dots the curveball right there and picks up his first strikeout.
And 3 curveballs in a row. He got him to chase, he got him to foul tip, and then he's probably, what is he going to throw me here? And he throws a curveball in the zone. So a little bit of pitching backwards. He threw the chase pitches first and then got the strike pitch there, but completely fooled Allen.
Michael Harris, the second. The center fielder bats 9th. Despite the fact he's tied with Austin Riley for the Braves lead in runs batted in. And Harris right to Perdomo. Another quick out on the ground for Zach Gallen. 9 up, 9 down in a 4-0 lead. You're watching the Diamondbacks Baseball Network, and it's presented by Progressive. Tremendous start for the Diamondbacks here at Truist Park in Atlanta. Ketel Marte has homered twice. Zach Gallen perfect through 3 on just 23 pitches. And it's 4-0 Diamondbacks. Fernando Tatis Jr. and the Padres coming to Chase Field later this month. It's a weekend series starting June 13th. You can get your tickets right now at dbacks.com. Don't miss the Padres coming to town. Not too far away. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. leads off the 4th against Spencer Strider. 1 pitch right to Ozzie Albies. And Strider, who was at 52 pitches through 3, gets a quick 1 pitch out to start the 4th.
Labored in that 3rd with 25 pitches. Gurriel, I think, was expecting a fastball. He went and slowed his swing down and just stayed on that breaking ball. That's why he barely hit it out to second base.
Strider has set down all 4 he's faced since the Marte home run in the 3rd. Pavin Smith, the DH. Strider said last week, going through this return from a 2nd major elbow operation, that he's not trying to get back to his old self right away. They know it's going to take some time. And he's a guy that's very frank, and he's, look, you got to be honest with yourself in every way. This is going to be a process 14 months after elbow surgery.
Guys that go through Tommy John, a lot of times they have to come back and learn to pitch because you're waiting for the velocity to fully come back, and that's something that could help Strider out. If he learns how to pitch at 94, 95, then when that velocity really jumps up, it'll work in his favor.
Strider's surgery on the UCL in his right elbow April 12th of last year was that internal brace procedure that Jody mentioned, which has become more and more frequent. There's a fiber tape suture that reinforces the ligament, and as opposed to Tommy John, which is just they put a new ligament in there. And that's a surgery he had back in 2019 when he was pitching collegiately at Clemson. So it's 2 major elbow surgeries for Strider so far.
That brace becoming increasingly popular, and they think it helps recovery time. You don't have to spend as much time coming back from Tommy John right there as Pavin draws a walk. It helps, you know, you come back in a shorter window, and you look at Strider, he was back ready to go in less than 12 months.
Well, we said in 3 starts to this point, he'd issued 6 walks and hit 4 batters, so that's his first base on balls tonight. A 1-out base runner ahead of Gabby, who had a 2-out RBI bloop single in the 2nd. He's thrown a whole lot of sliders. The Strider slider, it's 0-1.
That's all the righties are going to get, unfortunately. He just has 3 of them in this D-backs rotation tonight.
Strider actually made a real point of saying last year he did not have a UCL tear. He did not have a 2nd Tommy John. He said what it was there was a bone fragment, kind of a calcium deposit, that developed near the UCL after his initial Tommy John. Kind of a bony growth, and eventually it broke off inside his arm, which is what he said destabilized the ligament. So they had to go in there and really do kind of a cleanup, and then that's when they put the brace in. It happens, seems to happen time to time with players of all positions. You'll have a surgery, and then there'll be some leftover effect, and years later you have to have somebody go back in there and kind of clean it up.
Certainly, whether with scar tissue or sometimes you get the bone growth or bone spurs, and they'll have to go in and shave those down.
1-2 on Moreno. Yeah, he said that the doctors, when they went in there, were very pleased. The ligament tissue was surprisingly good. There was no significant tear. It's just that he kind of joked and said the bone fragment kind of put the check engine light on, and they had to go in there and change the oil, not change the whole engine. And he gets a strikeout there of Moreno. That's his 4th.
I heard a guy say too that we'll see the strikeout replay right here. He's going with the breaking ball, and obviously it looks like the fastball because he's getting swings out of the zone. The Tommy John almost is an oil change, the way guys have 1, 2, sometimes even 3 now.
It's crazy, isn't it? Alec Thomas bats 9th. Alec was a 1-pitch fly out to win the 2nd. Strider, other than the walk to Pavin, seems to have settled down a bit here after a bumpy first 3 innings.
The big question for him is, what does he throw Ketel when it gets back around? He's hit the fastball out, he's hit the changeup out. He's running out of pitches.
Well, you don't want to see what happened Sunday against the Nationals when you get that great start, some early runs, and then the offense kind of shuts down the rest of the way. Got to keep it going.
This would be a great sign if they continue to keep the offense. Zach pitches how he wants. So that couldn't be a better recipe to start this road trip.
Ball and a strike on Alec in center field tonight. There goes Pavin Smith, and what a jump he got. Pavin's going to go in standing up. Strider never looked over there. Second stolen base for Pavin Smith.
When they have a time on you, and Dave McKay has a time or a look sequence on you, and he can give a guy a running head start, there really is no chance.
Josh, he's 2/3 of the way to the bag before Strider released the pitch. I mean, that's a Dave McKay special ×2 right there.
You could tell the middle infield didn't really react either. Baldwin didn't even jump out of his crouch. He just tried to frame the pitch for a strike.
So they got an RBI chance for Alec, who's got a 3-1 count here. And Corbett on deck behind him. And Alec rolls over to the right side. Albies has it. And they strand the 1-out walk. Bottom 4 from Atlanta. It's 4-0 Diamondbacks.
Let's check out our T-Mobile coverage cam. And this is going to be Zach Gallen getting it done every which way. Fastball up in the zone, cutter in off the plate, and the locations of these pitches perfect. Curveball right there, changeup right there. Everything down off the plate or up off the plate, and that's exactly what Gallen needed to get going, especially through the first time tonight.
He has been remarkably efficient. There you see 23 pitches through 3 innings, 19 for strikes. It's been 9 up, 9 down. And Ronald Acuna Jr. starts off the Atlanta 4th. Fastball is low for ball 1. Acuna drove a ball to the wall in right field, on which Corbin Carroll made a terrific jumping catch against the wall. For some immediate defensive support behind Gallen. It's got a 4-0 lead in the 4th.
And the only ball to give the outfield any play tonight. It's been an infield only. After that, all ground balls or strikeouts.
Hyper efficient, quick, easy outs. Ben May back there calling balls and strikes. A fastball, strike 2. Acuna, Baldwin, and Riley 1, 2, and 3 in the Braves 4th. Swing and a miss. Allen goes to the curveball, picks up his second strikeout. He has set down the first 10 batters he's faced.
And no reason to change anything. That curveball, so good when it's just below the zone. He gets swings and misses on that pitch so often, and every pitch has been perfect so far.
Drake Baldwin grounded out. The rookie catcher bats second. Zach gives him a first pitch curveball. Baldwin in 19 games in May. A dozen starts, hit .389. He was just named National League Rookie of the Month for May. Good looking young catcher drives this one to right field, and the first Atlanta hit is a Baldwin home run, his 6th of the year.
And even on that, if you're Zach, you almost tip your cap. That's a cutter up and off the plate. And he just steps in the bucket, pulls his hands in and yanks it. That's the only way he's going to hit that pitch. And he pulled it off.
He has been red hot over the last several weeks. Drake Baldwin, the 24-year-old rookie catcher.
And that replay was great because that ball's going right at Gabby's glove. It was right where he wanted it. And sometimes the hitter just is a little bit better, and that was the case there.
11th home run given up by Zach this year. First hit for the Braves, and it's a 4-1 ball game as Austin Riley looks at a strike. Riley was a one-pitch ground out to win the first, his first time up. Right to Gino at third one more time. Little bobble, able to recover, and he's got time to get the out. 2 down in the 4th.
Hot enough shot. He had plenty of time. Kept it in front of him. Picked it up. No panic at all out of Gino. And that ball, it got him maybe on the bare hand or on the glove as he's shaking it out right now. But that was a hot shot off the bat at 103 miles an hour.
Fireworks have left some smoke in the ballpark, creating a bit of a haze as we play on after the Baldwin homer. Matt Olson, the batter. And a fastball is up for ball 1. Gino, that one caught him.
Took that big hop off the top one and you knocked it down with the bare hand above the glove. He's still grimacing at that.
He's not feeling great right now. Trying to walk it off. There's a smile. Doesn't take long with Gino. He's way over there near Perdomo with the left-hand batter Olson in there.
I can only imagine what Perdomo's saying to him too. He's definitely making fun of him, I'm sure.
One more look. Let's see where it gets him on the hand here.
Right on that palm that's sticking out of the glove hand. So at least it's not on the throwing hand. He took that one square.
Zach with the changeup away to Olson, then the fastball up and in, and it's still 1-2. And Gino's still looking at that hand. Things aren't quite right. Way upstairs, and it's 2-2. This is what Torey Lovullo was talking about avoiding when you get ahead right away. 0-2, 1-2. Don't let the at bat or the count linger. That's been an issue with Gallen, whether it's bases on balls, a lot of foul balls, whatever it is. Keep that pitch count down, keep the inning short.
This is the only at bat that's really looked like that. It was a really good spoiled curveball that he fouled off.
For sure. Let's see, it was 2 strikes and now it's a full count. Ozuna on deck.
And it's been those leadoff walks with the 2 out walks too. You can't have that the way you're going right now.
Perdomo smothers it at short, plants and throws, but Olson gets up the line and beats it out. Terrific play by Jerry to stop that one. He made it close, but Olson's aboard a 2-out infield hit.
Such a great effort from Perdomo. He gets it, gets up, and he has to turn and throw all the way across his body and gets everything he can on it. And it's maybe a half step too late, but a great effort by your shortstop.
So Olson really battled and earned himself a base hit. Ozuna grounded out his first time, the DH. He rolls over to third, and it goes under the glove of Gino. Remember, his hand has been hurting. He tried to backhand it. It rolls way up the line. Freddie Gonzalez will wave Olson home. Throws off line, and the Braves have another run.
You nailed it right there, Steve. You wonder after that play, he's trying to get that short backhand pickup, and it just goes right under his glove instead of bouncing up.
Boy, Josh, it took forever for the Diamondbacks to get to that ball up the left field line. Olson scored all the way from first.
And not great speed at all. One of the slower guys, and that was a chance for a new third base coach. That was his first. Send him or don't, and he made the right call right there, Freddie Gonzalez.
Yeah, there's the former manager, Freddie Gonzalez, the new third base coach. They dismissed Matt Tuiasosopo when they had too many runners thrown out at home. So Gonzalez, who spent a long time here as the manager, brought back today as the new third base coach, and right away an aggressive send leads to an Atlanta run. And there's an error on the board against Suarez, and suddenly it's a 4-2 ball game.
And Zach was looking right at Suarez too, I think, to ask, hey, is that hand okay? I think Perdomo said something too. And Zach might have noticed whatever happened, or just in his peripheral saw him and Perdomo talking and grimacing about that glove hand.
Gallen was cruising the Baldwin homer, the Olsen infield hit. Now the E5 puts another runner home, and Ozuna at second. The batter is Ozzie Albies. And Gallen gets a call, a curveball off the corner for strike one.
Not only that, that was going to be a first pitch out to Ozuna to get out of the inning.
Well, hopefully Gino's hand is okay. Whether, I mean, that might be coincidental, you don't know. We'll find out after the game if there is an issue with the hand.
You got it right on that palm, and I'm just wondering now, that you're swinging the bat. When you make contact, the handle of the bat rests against that same palm. I wonder how the bat's going to feel in his hand.
Good point. Ball and a strikeout, Albies. Back to a curveball, didn't get there. Gallen was at just 23 pitches through 3, but he's had to labor in the 4th.
And now falling behind. This is hasn't done this yet. Just the 1-3 ball count. That was to Olsen.
Back-to-back misses with that curveball. Verdugo would be next. 3-1 on the Braves second baseman. Ozuna down there at second with 2 outs. Well, he's sticking with that curveball.
When he has a good feel for it, he'll throw it any time. That's his go-to pitch. You don't want to get beat with one of your lesser ones. And
he's thrown 5 pitches in this at bat. 4 of them have been the curveball.
And he'll be stubborn with it, especially if he thinks it's going to work against a particular hitter.
And that could be trouble. Left center, it drops in. Ozuna coming home, and it's a 1-run lead.
And fell behind, had to throw him something in the zone. And Albies has been one of their better guys. Just had a 14-game hit streak broken up the other day. He stays on this pitch beautifully, hits it the other way.
And as you pointed out, Josh, what should have been a 1-pitch inning-ending out has opened the floodgates, and suddenly that 4-0 lead is a distant memory. And that's going to be, at least to this point, the player of the game. The ball that got under the glove of Suarez at third. Let's take a look. Gino initially gets hit on the hand by the ground ball right here from Olsen. And Olsen beats it out on the infield single, and something was clearly wrong there, and then he just couldn't quite get to that one on the backhand.
On the backhand, you're waiting for maybe a pop up into the glove. He's mid-stride and tries to get all the way down there instead of having his feet set and the glove already all the way to the ground. But that little difference, letting that ball run under, is now unfolded, made Gallen labor now up close to 25 pitches.
Yeah, and Josh, the other part of that is Zach, who had pinpoint command, suddenly was throwing more balls than strikes and put himself in some bad counts, as you pointed out. Now Verdugo gets a chance. Three hits in the inning for Atlanta, including the Baldwin home run with 1 out. He's not on the plate nearly as often as he was the first 3 innings.
And that's the thing, you wanted to stay on the attack. Even in some of the good starts, he's had 1 lapse of an inning and something happens where you give up 2 or 3. And he was so close to getting out of it multiple times. Almost a great play by Perdomo and almost a play by Suarez on a ball that he should have.
Well, it's horseshoes and hand grenades at this point. 2-0 on Verdugo, and suddenly Zach can't throw a strike.
And he got a couple calls on pitches very close to that, but now when you're not as dialed in, the umpire's not as lenient.
He's missed with 2 fastballs away. Caught the corner with a change. Albies does run. He's 6 for 7 in his stolen base attempts. Gallen was at 23 pitches through 3. This will be pitch number 50 in the 4th. And it's 2-2 as he doubled up on the changeup.
And doubled up on the pitch count, too.
Yeah.
Still in good shape. If you're at 50 or just around there through 4, you're in great shape still. But he was on a complete game trajectory there for the first 3.
No doubt. Verdugo hits it to short center. Alec Thomas broke in, and now Alec has to scramble back. He misjudged that, but recovered and gets the out. But the Braves get 3. It's a 1-run game. The Diamondbacks Baseball Network is presented by Progressive. Welcome back to Atlanta. You're probably, how about that mustache, Josh Colmenter? That is weird, wild stuff. You're probably saying, where can I get cool Diamondback stuff? Well, it's MLBshop.com, the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, t-shirts, hoodies, the whole thing. MLBshop.com, your official source for Diamondback gear. Truist Park in Atlanta, where it's a ball game again as Corbin Carroll leads off the 5th. Diamondbacks had a 4-0 lead. We're coming off a 3-run Atlanta 4th. Corbin 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Corbin Carroll gets it up in the air, deep to right field, and there it goes. Corbin Carroll, number 17, and they get a run right back. It's 5-3.
Another fastball middle, and my favorite of these home run reactions is Acuna, who might step one way or the other and just turn and spectate. He has no issue with giving a courtesy jog, and rightfully so. These balls are getting hammered up into right center.
3rd home run given up by Strider. Marte has hit 2, and now Corbin's got his. Boy, middle. Josh, he put that on a tee for Corbin Carroll.
You could put that ball in Marte's, they'd make a perfect ball. They were the exact same pitch.
And to Corbin's credit, did not miss it. Here's Marte, who's been up twice and homered twice. 17th of the year for Corbin. He was among the major league leaders, or National League leaders. Strider has given up 3 home runs in less than 5 complete innings, 3 homers in a game. Ties the most he's given up in a game in his career. Numbers 9 and 10 for Cattell. One was a towering fly ball. The other was a line drive missile. Marte's now hit safely in 12 of his last 13 games. He's batting better than .320 over that stretch, which includes missing 2 of the games last week in the Pittsburgh series when he was out with that chest cold and flu. It's 3 balls and a strike. Got a 3-1 changeup and got fooled.
He was trying to do the exact same thing he did on that 3-0 fastball. Guess right and hammer it. Unfortunately, he pulled the string on him.
Give Strider credit for throwing that changeup. That's the pitch he hit out for his first homer. Nice patient at bat right there. Doesn't offer it the slider. Second walk issued by Spencer Strider. Now at 75 pitches.
And didn't give in to him there either. He threw the slider. The one pitch he hadn't hit. He wasn't going to give him a fastball or a changeup in that full count.
Roldo Perdomo. Rick Kranick, the pitching coach, on the phone. Terry's flied out, struck out 0 for 2. Continues batting third in the lineup, a change that Torlavello instituted over the weekend. One thing that Torrey liked about Perdomo in the 3 spot is he's kind of in the middle against some free swingers. Like Cattell can be a free swinger. We know Naylor can be a free swinger. Gino as well. If you put Perdomo in there, there's at least one guy who's going to prevent that quick 5-6 pitch inning.
He's a great buffer.
Yeah.
I mean, not only will make the pitcher work, but he's going to give you a solid at bat. He's in a spot to drive in runs, which is his specialty, especially this year.
He's been one of their best hitters since opening day. Geraldo Perdomo. Part of that has been the walks. Jerry this year, a walk rate that's a career best, strikeout rate career low. He's hit the ball harder, more consistently than ever before. And he'll take his time out in a 1-2 count.
Strider distracted by something behind him, whether the umpire, he's seen him out of his peripherals, chatting to him 2 different times. And
so the first was an umpire timeout by Ben May. Now it looks like Jerry's taking his timeout. There's Austin Jones, or a
I don't know if the second base umpire said something to him briefly,
yeah,
but something's got Strider's attention.
It's odd. Carves that one foul. Coming up on 80 pitches, Spencer Strider. So far 0-3 in 3 starts. He trails this one 5-3. Jerry still won't bite. Misfire on the curveball. Eighty pitches, 48 strikes. He's walked 2. He struck out 4. He's allowed 3 home runs. Naylor on deck. Now the 2-2. Hard to first. Oh, what a play by Olson. Absolute thievery. They've got Marte with nowhere to go. Matt Olson, a sensational play, took away a double, an easy double off the bat of Perdomo, who smoked it at 100 miles an hour.
I don't know how he keeps his glove down to get this ball and then able to gather his momentum. We'll see on the replay here. And the wherewithal to then look up and not just chuck the ball, but see where Marte was, gets him in a rundown, and actually tags him with the bare ball in his hand. That could have been another big inning for the D-backs. Instead, Strider might have a chance to get out of the 5th.
Olson has had a superb defensive season down there, and just saw another reason why. Not his first rodeo, Matt Olson. He's already got 2 gold gloves on the mantle from his days with the Athletics. So base is empty. 2 down now for Naylor. He's 0 for 2. Josh has struck out, grounded out, batting in the cleanup spot. That changeup starting to get more effective for Spencer Strider. He's starting to get some swing and miss with it. And he's got Naylor on the back foot right away.
Naylor shaking his head. I think more that he missed that pitch or maybe swung at it, but grimaced a few times in the last at bat on the swings, but it looks back to normal here.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with Josh because he's got that game face. You can't read him really.
That was a good point when he did it first. You couldn't tell. He was just shaking it out was the difference, but no signs here in this at bat.
And he taps it to Wallabies at second. Diamondbacks get one of those runs back on Corbin Carroll's home run to lead off the fifth. Corbin's 17th of the year. And in Atlanta, Diamondbacks with a 5-3 lead over the Braves. Oh, just a lovely June evening in Atlanta. Tonight's game presented by Budweiser. First of three from Truist Park. Diamondbacks lead the Braves in the opener 5-3 behind 3 home runs, 2 from Ketel Marte, 1 from Corbin Carroll. And Zach Gallen on the mound facing Nick Allen, the shortstop, to start the Atlanta 5th inning. Corbin has had a tremendous defensive play. He's also singled homered and scored twice. Allen 0 for 1 starts it off for the Braves. Gallen at 51 pitches through 4. He has struck out 2. He's not walked a batter. He's been hurt by a critical error at third by Gino Suarez. Gallen 0-3 in his previous 4 starts. He has failed to complete 6 innings in any of those last 4 outings. And had, going into this one, given up 19 earned runs in his last 21 1/3 innings. But he has been very impressive so far tonight.
Great bounce back quick inning would be huge. Labored through 28 pitches to get out of that 3rd inning. Of course, had to throw a lot of bonus ones after that error at third base.
Yeah, that really did change the game, that play. He gets Allen fishing at a curveball. Strikeout number 3 for Zach, and there's 1 down to the 5th.
He's made quick work of Allen both times, looking strikeout and a curveball in the dirt. And that's the Zach Allen specialty. That's a couple of those he's getting him to swing at, and that's a big difference when he's on the mound. If he gets swings and misses at the curveballs, it's going to be a good night.
Michael Harris, the second, a 1-pitch out his first time. And a 1-pitch out this time. Marte's got it from the edge of the grass as we check in with Jody Jackson.
Yeah, guys, I know you saw this over the weekend, but a new sighting in the dugout these days. It's Miguel Montero. We saw him at home. Now he is on the road. 9 seasons with the D-backs, 13 in the league. And Torey Lovello, you know, I asked him about Miggy's presence in the dugout. He said, I asked him to come in, get his eyes on us, really every facet of the game. He's got a great mind for the game, working with the pitchers and catchers. And that's one thing that Gabby Moreno and I talked about pregame, just their relationship, because Miggy has worked in player development, but now being in the dugout to get a closer look at the club. Gabby said, you know, he called me in the offseason, so they have a great relationship. Working with the pitchers and the catchers certainly can help this squad. I know Josh obviously called a lot of games for you, so.
He sure did. And not only that, just an infectious personality. He'll talk to anybody and everybody about any facet of the game, but he definitely wants to be a part of the organization, wants to be a part of baseball.
It's always Miggy time. Acuna, the batter, he laces it to left. His first hit tonight. 2-out single in the 5th ahead of Drake Baldwin.
A couple quick outs, and then a single last time. He just buckle down, get the out here, don't let him extend the inning. That kind of got away from him last time.
Gallen tonight retired the first 10 Atlanta batters he faced until Baldwin came up, 1 out in the 4th, and clubbed a home run out to right, his 6th of the year. And here he is, the rookie catcher for the Braves. Very impressive young player. Baldwin from Madison, Wisconsin. He went to Madison West High School, played his collegiate ball at Missouri State. And the Braves got him with a 3rd rounder 3 years ago. Now here he is, and he has been very impressive. I mean, they have the veteran Sean Murphy on the roster. He's got the big contract, but Brian Snitker said a couple of weeks back, look, the kid is hitting and he's going to play more, and that's just the way it goes. So Snitker's got the hot hand and he's going to roll with it. Nice backhand stop by Josh down there. And that'll end the 5th for Gallen. Off to the 6th we go. Diamondbacks with a 5-3 lead.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Dino Suarez will start off the 6th inning for the Diamondbacks against the new pitcher for the Atlanta Braves. Here's the right-hander Enyel De Los Santos. If you've got a club, he's played for it. You name it. Phillies, Guardians, Padres, White Sox, Pirates, Yankees. Now his first season with the Braves. Big slider for the big right-hander, and Gino gets first look. And that was it right there at 90 miles an hour. Suarez doubled and scored in the 2nd, flied out in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Spencer Strider tonight, 85 pitches through 5 innings. Strider gave up 5 runs all earned, 6 hits. Walked 2, struck out 4, and surrendered 3 home runs.
Might have been looking at those home runs right there, wondering how they got hit out. They were all right down the middle, Spencer.
Way back in the day when you played, did they have iPads? No, I'm kidding. But were you one of those guys who ran to the iPad right away?
No, never. You kind of knew if you gave up a home run.
There's no need to revisit that. Gino lines it to left, and a nice running grab right there by Verdugo for the out. Alex Verdugo in left field.
Some pitchers would use them. I think a lot of hitters like going back and looking at where the pitch actually was versus where they thought they were swinging at it. But a lot of the guys, especially if they yelled at the umpire, they thought they got rung up, they'd go back right away, look at the pitch.
Well, I hope I was right.
Yeah, and either justified and they'd start yelling more, or they'd give the umpire the credit.
Gurriel 0 for 2. Lourdes with an 8-game hit streak on the line. He's down 0-1. 97 from De Los Santos. 29-year-old right-hander. Signed as a free agent in December.
And it's a new righty on the mound, but for our right-handed hitters in the box, it's going to be the same 2 pitches, the fastball and the slider. The slider's a little bit harder, but the fastball velocity is about the same.
Yeah, there's the slider. It's 1-2. Diamondbacks jumped out right away. They scored in each of the first 3 innings tonight. Home runs by Ketel Marte in the first and third, one by Corbin Carroll in the fifth. And an RBI hit by Gabby Moreno in the second. All adds up to a 5-3 Diamondback lead. Good take, not chasing that slider down there. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lourdes, with Pavin Smith on deck behind him. Pavin walked his last time and stole a base. And again, not going down there to chase that slider. And it's a full count, 3-2.
For Gurriel, he's got to look in the same spot over and over. Every pitch has been down and away and down and away. So has a good idea what that pitch does.
Waited on that beautifully and just poked it over the head of Olsen at first. So Gurriel, 1 out single. He's now hit in 9 straight.
Rewarded himself with a great at bat, and that's why pitchers have to move the ball around the zone. You get a guy looking in one spot over and over again, there's a chance he's going to be able to get a hit, and that's exactly what Gurriel does on that down and away fastball.
It just waited that extra beat to poke that pitch out the other way. And a base runner with 1 down for Pavin. Diamondbacks trying to get a good start in this series. They have lost 4 consecutive series. They'll play 3 here in Atlanta, then 3 in Cincinnati. Braves took the first meeting back in April. They won 2 of 3 at Chase Field. But so far so good. They've out-hit the Braves 7-4. They lead it 5-3. Pavin lofts it to short center. Harris broke back, now has to race in, and Allen has to go way out there. I'm not sure Michael Harris II ever saw that one. He got a very late break.
Looking at the swing, he might have thought he got way more wood on it. Didn't know it was off the bat.
I mean, that guy's one of the best defensive center fielders in the game. Watch the center fielder. He starts backing up, and now it's too late. And Allen has to go out there and way out there to get it.
I think you're right. I think he just assumed it was going to be out to right center based on the swing and the sound, and never quite got a read on it. Thank goodness the shortstop didn't give up on it.
2 outs for Gabby, who has an RBI single and a strikeout. 97 is strike 1. And we got a balk call. Ben May from behind the plate jumps out, calls a balk on De Los Santos, and Gurriel goes to second.
He tapped at his foot, so he must have moved his foot or flinched before going over to first base, and Ben May all over it.
Let's see.
Some guys will work and try to perfect a balk move where you lift your front foot and your back foot just almost simultaneously.
Don't you then come off the ground?
Virtually. I'm going to try to explain it real quick. They call it a balk move because the hitter's looking at your front foot. As soon as that heel goes up, they could take off and run if they wanted to.
Let's see.
And so you're looking at the front foot, and the front foot, if it moves just a little bit before the back as it did, that's a balk.
There's the slider. Boy, it's remarkable that an umpire can pick that up. I mean, it's just ever so slight.
And some guys would practice that. I mean, Merrill Kelly doesn't need to. His move's so good, but I can only imagine what it would be if he had that as well.
RBI chance for Gabby, down a ball and 2 strikes, and he waves at that slider. So De Los Santos overcomes the balk, strands the runner, and keeps it a 5-3 ball game. Truist Park in Atlanta, where the Diamondbacks behind Zach Allen have done most of the slugging here tonight. 3 home runs, 2 by Ketel Marte, 1 by Corbin Carroll. But when you're speaking of home runs, here's the guy that Gallen has to watch out for. Our progressive player profile, Austin Riley, is a career .838 slugger against the Diamondbacks. That's a slugging percentage. That's insane. And that is not a small sample size. It's 29 games and 125 plate appearances. He has crushed Diamondback pitching. So far tonight, Gallen's had the edge. Riley 0 for 2 as he starts the 6th. 15 doubles, 13 homers in 29 games.
Be tough to do that playing a video game, let alone here at the big league level.
If you put it on the easiest setting, you wouldn't even be able to do that. Not that I've ever done that. Zach so far has struck out 3. He's not walked a batter. Boy, Riley went fishing that time. Good changeup from Zach, and it's 1-2. He's got ahead in the count now. Let's not extend the count. Try to put him away.
It was a great changeup. I love when he throws the changeup down and into the right-handed hitters. You get that swing right over the top of it.
Gabby wants it upstairs. He didn't get it up. Riley got it up though, and it's out of play. We got a 1-2 fastball and nearly hit it out of here.
Can't miss your location with 2 strikes. And
not to this guy.
No, and Zach's done such a good job tonight, and this is the guy you don't want the at-bat to linger against.
Gino charges from third. He had a critical error earlier. Does a nice job there. Riley has been contained. He's 0 for 3.
In the second time, I'm not sure why, he swung at pitches a good 6 inches inside. That was a curveball inside. And there's no reason he should swing at this pitch, and just ties himself up. And now 3 straight ground balls to Suarez over there at third. Maybe he thinks it's going to break into the strike zone, but never did.
Only curveball he threw him in that at bat. Olson fouls off that one, a fastball, and it's 0-1. Olson singled and scored in the 4th, 1 for 2. Pretty good pitch right there. Did not get the call from Ben May. Ball and a strike. 2 fastballs so far to Olson. Make it 3. Olson is a guy that always sees a lot of pitches. He's historically been that, the type of hitter that sees pitches, works count. He will take his walks. He's up there in 3-2 counts quite a bit. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Gallen at 70 pitches with Ozuna coming up next.
Second straight at bat now for Olson. 3 balls.
And there's another full count. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Olson. And this is kind of Josh Coleman to where he lives. Look at this. He's reached a full count in nearly 26% of his plate appearances this year. And he works another base on balls. That's the first issued by Gallen tonight. And that was a Matt Olson special right there.
Doesn't that remind you watching Perdomo's at bats? All of a sudden it's a full count, and then he works it into a single or a walk.
And he started out 0-1.
And laid off a good changeup, and last time he threw his bat at that changeup, got an infield single. Lays off it this time, gets to first base just the same.
Ozuna hit the ball that went under the glove of Suarez at third in the 4th and opened up the floodgates for the Braves. They made it a 1-run game. Corbin Carroll's homer in the 5th has increased the lead to 5-3. And Zach gets the low strike call from Ben May. This is a dangerous hitter up there. Ozuna lately has turned on the Jets. He's hitting .362 in his last 13 games, including 4 homers. He homered here Sunday against the Red Sox, despite that nagging right hip problem that's bothered him for much of this year. Misfire on the changeup. 2 balls and a strike. 75 pitches for Gallen in the 6th.
Like Olson, he'll make him work too. These 2 guys back to back will see a lot of pitches.
Oh yeah. No player in the majors has more walks this year than Marcell Ozuna. Takes a hack and pops it up. Shallow right center. Thomas and Carroll coming in. Corbin's got it. Out number 2.
And got away with one, too, to a dangerous hitter. You mentioned how hot he's been. Trying to go up and away with a fastball, and instead misses middle in, and thank goodness he just popped that one up.
Yeah, the command's starting to get a little spotty for Zach. But he lived to tell the tale right there. Albies had an RBI hit his last time. Pitch count is still in pretty decent shape here, and that'll help.
The philosophy for Atlanta hasn't been to drive the pitch count up at all. I mean, they've been as free swinger in the club as we've seen.
Why would you have that approach, Josh Colmenter, against the pitcher who is leading the league in walks?
That's the surprising part, too, but they did that time and time again, inning and inning again.
And that's playing right into Gallen's hand, and he's ahead in the count here. It's 0-2.
And not only that, but they haven't been selected. You could get first pitch outs on fastballs right down the middle. They've been getting first pitch outs, chasing pitches off the plate, which is just not the approach you want when you get in the batter's box.
The Diamondbacks in Gallen's 12 starts this year are 4-8. One of those losses was to the Braves April 25th at Chase Field. Their bullpen has been busy. Gallen in that start needed 103 pitches to get through 5 innings. He has been infinitely better than that here tonight. And Ozuna chops it up in the air behind third. We got a man there. We got 3 in fact, and Perdomo chases it down. And they strand the walk to Olson. Gallen is through 6 in Atlanta and holding a 5-3 lead. If you're just joining us, Game 1 in Truist Park. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing cool plays of the game. Home runs from Ketel Marte in the first and the third. Corbin Carroll in the 5th. 3 home runs tonight for the Diamondbacks, all against Spencer Strider. And here we are starting the 7th, holding a 5-3 lead in the opener of this 3-game set in Atlanta. And National League West fans familiar with Pierce Johnson. He's pitched for the Giants, the Padres, and the Rockies. Now in his 3rd season with the Braves. And he's got the big curveball. You'll see it a whole bunch as Alek Thomas starts us off in the 7th. That was it right there for strike 1. Alek 0 for 2. Tied him up with a curve right there, so Johnson sticking with the main menu here, and is no balls and 2 strikes. He throws that curveball almost 70% of the time.
Has to be the highest rate in the majors, and not only that, he throws it hard too. That one was an 87-mile-an-hour over the hand curve. Three in a row to Alek.
Here's Johnson, 34-year-old right-hander out of Missouri State. Pitched in San Diego for a long time. Briefly with the Rockies, now in his 3rd season with the Braves. Foul at first.
He's really trying to get that curveball down and in to Alec. Either get him to roll it over to that side like that foul ball or swing right over the top of that pitch.
And he throws him nothing but curveballs and gets the strikeout.
100% of the time right there, not just 70% of the time. And some works, more works, I guess, and got him fishing.
5 pitches, all curveballs. The strikeout ahead of Corbin Carroll. Corbin's had a terrific night. He made a great defensive catch in the bottom of the 1st up against the right field wall. Took extra bases away from Acuna. He has also singled, homered, and scored twice. The home run is 17th of the year back in the 5th inning.
So good to see him and Marte in sync. I think that's what we've been waiting for since Marte's been back.
For sure.
Both of those guys get rolling.
Particularly in Corbin's case, Josh. I mean, he had really had a ton of swing and miss lately. 6 for 47 coming into this game tonight, but 2 for 3 so far. He was not in the starting lineup, you'll recall, Sunday in the win over Washington. Needed, as Torey Lovullo put it, a bit of a recharge. But he certainly looks charged up for this one.
Torey loves doing that. Give a guy 2 days, either coming off the off day or before. And when you're scuffling, sometimes that reset just mentally really helps. Flush everything out.
2 balls and a strike on Corbin Carroll. Yeah, Corbin in his last 35 games, it's been going on for a while now. Last 35 games, he's hit .201. Strikeout rate spiked, walk rate down, but certainly trending back in the right direction here tonight.
It was around this time last year that he took off just like the D-backs did, and so many of those other hitters, and they'd love that to happen again this season.
2 seasons have gone in remarkably similar fashion to this point, as you pointed out. Corbin on board for the 3rd time tonight, a 1-out walk. And here comes the red-hot Ketel Marte. Dell Technologies presents hard drives. Most hard drives in the 1st inning. Ketel Marte, 37 first-inning home runs. He homered in the 1st and the 3rd. He walked his last time up. Corbin inching off first. Pierce Johnson, that was close. That was very close down there. And generally with Marte at the plate, as we mentioned earlier, if you're going to go, you go very early in the count. I'm not sure he's thrown a pitch that wasn't a curveball yet.
No, and
he threw 1 cutter, I think.
He's lost the feel for it. So different. I mean, no different. Thomas was a lefty, and it's going to be all lefties now in a row, so he's got to figure that pitch out.
Corbin still holding down there. Another curveball from Pierce Johnson. So he walked Corbin Carroll. Now it's 2-0 on Marte with Perdomo on deck. D-backs have out-hit the Braves 7-4. They lead at 5-3. Corbin still holding down there. Ketel tried to check on that fastball up, but couldn't quite.
He was trying to sell it that he didn't go around, but no one's listening.
Chad Fairchild did not agree down there. That's 2 disengagements and another close one. Johnson must have a pretty good move here because he's made it close twice, but he's used up his allotment here.
Quick feet and quick hands. He brings that ball up right behind his ear when he pitches, short arms it like a catcher's motion, and that's the exact same throw when you go over to first.
2-1 on Ketel. Corbin waits down there. Fastball right on the edge for a strike at 97. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, curveball's so good, but when you have 97 in the tank, you feel like you'd want to use it a few more times
I was
than
just
just
going
30%.
to ask you about that. Yeah, that was a pretty good fastball right there. There goes Carroll. Baldwin, boy, he has become a thrower back there. His pop times have been very impressive, the rookie Drake Baldwin. And he throws out Corbin Carroll.
That ball drifted just to the second base side. I think he's able to tag him on the back or on the helmet before he slides in. So a good job by the shortstop, Allen, to cut that ball off and make the quick tag instead of staying on the bag.
Brian Snitker has talked about Baldwin's throwing, the release, the accuracy, everything they say has been really good. And he just got a feather in his cap right there, throwing out Corbin Carroll, but now it's a 2-out walk to Marte. Marte has been aboard all 4 times he's been up there, 2 homers and 2 walks.
And Marte probably got the benefit of the doubt. It could have been a strike him out, throw him out. The curveball, the previous pitch, looked like it was in the zone. This last one clearly a ball, but Johnson gets to reset. It's the same scenario. Guy at first.
So now, despite the back-to-back walks, it's man on first, 2 outs for Perdomo. Jerry 0 for 3. In the 3 spot, there's the strike at 97. Oh, everybody in this town has been raving about the rookie Drake Baldwin back there behind the plate, offensively and defensively. And Perdomo gets time. Baldwin, 24-year-old rookie, 3rd-round pick out of Missouri State back in 2022, and he has become a big piece of this year's Braves club. Fastball up, starting to see that fastball a little bit more here.
As you mentioned, it forced Snitker's hand to put him in the lineup before he went out with Spencer Strider. He chatted with Sean Murphy for a good 30 seconds just to help out, get the scouting report. The young catcher still learning.
1-2. Barely back in time. Olsen wants a challenge. And is Cattell okay? The back pick from Baldwin, who's really showing off that arm here, and the pop times, they're going to challenge that. Brian Snitker wants to go to replay. He's already thrown out Corbin Carroll attempting to steal second. Now did he just pick Marte off for first? And the Braves think that he got him.
From up here, it looked like the ball might have got there ahead of time. I don't know if he thought he missed the tag at first.
Marte was well off the bag.
As the ball gets there in plenty of time, and he...
Oh, Dave McKay blocking that angle, but I think you're right, Josh. Here's a better angle.
And Marte got out to dry, leaning the other way. Tries to do a swim move, and I'm not sure if it worked or not, but an inadvertent swim move as that arm got caught underneath him. I don't think it was by design.
Roberto Ortiz is the umpire who said safe down there. The Braves have come off the field. They're in the dugout. Chad Fairchild, the acting crew chief.
After review, the ball on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Atlanta will stand.
Drake Baldwin, the rookie catcher, throws out not 1 but 2 Diamondback base runners in the 7th inning. It's Diamondbacks baseball, brought to you by Y-Refi. Ketel Marte wandered a little too far off that first base bag, and rookie catcher Drake Baldwin threw him out. Baldwin showing off the pop time and the arm. He strikes out he throws out Corbin Carroll trying to steal second. And then after a Marte walk, Ketel is picked off first. That's the rookie back there, Drake Baldwin. A pretty impressive half inning there for him. And Zach Gallen back out there to start the bottom of the 7th at 80 pitches. Verdugo, Allen Harris, 7, 8, 9 due up for the Braves.
It was a great sight to see Zach out. Just the 3rd time he's been out there in the 7th.
Gallen got off to a terrific start, retired the first 10 consecutive Braves he faced before Baldwin homered in the 4th. He was hurt by a Suarez error in that inning. It turned into a 3-run 4th for Atlanta. And here we are, 5-3 in the 7th. And activity in the Diamondback bullpen now with Shelby Miller. Zach 0-3 in his last 4 starts, but he leads this one in the 7th. And gets some swing and miss from Verdugo with that changeup. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Perfect spot to come up in the 7th, too. 7, 8, 9. They're 0-6. A lot of weak contact. So you just can't give into them and fall behind. This is a big pitch. You don't want to go to 3 balls.
Allen on deck. He has already struck out twice against Gallen tonight. 2-2 is hit right at Marte. Solid start to the 7th for Gallen. Spend the day with Dad at Chase Field. That's coming up Sunday, June 15th. First 15,000 Diamondback dads to the game against the Padres can pick up our Father's Day polo shirt courtesy of Budweiser. Get your tickets at dbacks.com. That's June 15th. Allen has punched out twice, 0 for 2. And down 0-1.
That pitch is giving him fits, whether it's in the zone like that or in the dirt. He's swinging at all of them.
The Gallen knuckle curveball. Got another one right there, and it's 0-2. See Nick Allen, who has gone to those eye goggles. He's got astigmatism, and his offensive numbers are way up this year, Allen. But the goggles have really helped. He wears them for night games. It's made a big difference for him. Except for tonight, Gallen has struck him out all 3 times.
Goggles or not, I don't think it would have made a difference. And got him looking on a curveball, then 2 times in a row he's got him to swing and miss. That one there, just a half check swing. And go get him right here. You don't want to see the top of the line order in Acuna.
Michael Harris the second. A pair of 1-pitch groundouts. He's seen 2 pitches. Gets it down. Gabby's on it. Another 1-pitch out for Harris and a quick 1-2-3-7. Zach Gallen in Atlanta through 7 innings and leading 5-3. Oh, Zach Gallen, an impressive 7th inning. He's at 89 pitches through 7. He has been outstanding here tonight. And I can't tell by the body language if that's it or not. There is activity in the bullpen, but 89 pitches for Gallen through 7 and a 5-3 lead. Desert Financial gives us a look at the upcoming schedule. This is the first of 3 in Atlanta. We'll play 2 more against the Braves. Early start Thursday morning. And then in the words of Bill Belichick, it's on to Cincinnati. We'll be there over the weekend. Apple TV on Friday. And then early starts both Saturday and Sunday from Great American Ballpark. New pitcher for Atlanta as we start the 8th inning. Right-hander Rafael Montero, his 22nd appearance, acquired first week of April this year from the Houston Astros, and their strike 1 to Geraldo Perdomo. Spencer Strider went 5, gave up 5 runs all earned, 6 hits, including 3 homers. We've seen De Los Santos, Johnson, now Montero to start the 8th. Jerry 0 for 3. What do you think, Josh Colmenter? 89 pitches for Gallen, who came off a relatively easy 9-pitch 7th as Allen collects that one. But you've got Acuna, Baldwin, Riley, Olson, Ozuna coming up top of the order. Do you send Gallen out there at 89 pitches, or do you go to your bullpen where things haven't been so great lately?
The way it's set up with Shelby and Martinez, but I still think you'd send him out and just take outs that the bullpen has to get away from them. You want them as rested as could be. They've had the off day. But if you can get more outs with your starting pitching, I say go for it.
Naylor 0 for 3 in the cleanup spot. Let's check in with Jody Jackson. Jody.
Well, guys, I'll just tell you what I saw, which was Gallen and Torey Lovello shake hands as he came down, for whatever that is worth. And Gallen came in. He was talking to Miguel Montero, talking to a couple of the other guys. And, you know, as you guys know, Torey Lovello said before the game that Zach Gallen is a much better pitcher than what we've seen. And I think today went a long way to finding himself on the right track. But that's what I saw as he came down the steps. It appeared to give me the vibe that maybe he was done. That's just my opinion.
Shelby Miller, Jody's been warming up for a while now, so everything we're seeing, I think, plays to what you were saying. It looks like Gallen's done.
The handshake's a telltale sign that his night's done. Plus, I think Torey prefers to give Shelby a clean inning as opposed to bringing him in. So those things coupled together.
Do you think it would be different if it wasn't the top of the Braves lineup coming up?
I certainly do.
Okay. Naylor hits it to first. Olson's right there. Montero covers. There's 2 outs in the 8th. Naylor 0 for 4.
It'll be interesting to see how the Braves manage with Strider, too. If he's just going to throw 4 or 5 innings each time out. Got to lean on your bullpen here. It looks like it's just going to be 1 guy each for these last 4 innings.
Gino doubled and scored to lead off the second. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He had a defensive lapse in the 4th inning. A ball went under his glove for a run. Ozzie Albies followed with an RBI single. Gallen gave up 2 runs when he should have been out of the inning, and by all rights it should be a 5-1 ball game. But that's been the only lapse by the Diamondbacks here tonight. Tried to backhand a slow roller, and it just kind of went under the glove.
That too plays into it. If it was the top of the order like it is, and it was a 5-1 game, I think we would see Zach back out there.
Good point.
Torey's seeing an opportunity to get a win and have to take all your opportunities right now.
Gallen has gone 7 innings. He's given up the 3 runs. Only 1 was earned after the Suarez error. He allowed only 4 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Gino skies it way up high behind first. Acuna coming way in. Albies out there as well, and Acuna's got it. And Montero works a 1-2-3 8th inning. Shelby Miller on his way in. Back from Atlanta after this. Terrific bounce back start in Atlanta tonight for Zach Gallen, who worked a very quick 1-2-3 7th inning. 89 pitches. He completed 7 innings. Gave up only 1 earned run, Josh Coleman.
He got pitches with outs with every pitch too, but he really leaned on that curveball. And I thought the weak ground ball contact was telltale of how good his stuff was tonight. 11 ground ball outs. He's usually a fly ball pitcher, but the Braves had really no answer for what he had.
Only 1 walk, 89 pitches, 65 strikes. Shelby Miller, 3-1, 5 saves, and a 1.90 ERA, his 25th appearance of the year. Against the top of the Braves lineup in the 8th inning, Acuna leads it off. Shelby on the last homestand worked a clean 9th against Pittsburgh, and then had a couple of solid outings over the weekend against the Nationals. Acuna, Baldwin, and Riley, 1, 2, and 3 in the Braves 8th. Check swing foul, and it's 0-2.
Split finger there. It looks like a fastball for so long that he gets some of those check swings or weak swings against it.
Acuna playing only his 10th game this season. Just got back in their lineup May 23rd after that knee injury last year. Up the middle, leadoff man aboard. And the Braves will get the tying run to the plate. It's Baldwin who homered back in the 4th.
We got to look at the split the pitch before. He came back with the same pitch, same spot, and Acuna was ready for it this time. Ripped it up the middle.
Baldwin got a pitch up and in, a pretty good pitch, as you pointed out, Josh, from Gallen in the 4th inning. He turned on it and lined it out to right field for his 6th home run this year.
He really pulled his hands on a pitch that right where Gallen wanted it.
Baldwin, the National League Rookie of the Month for May, just named today. He hit .389 in May and is off to a pretty decent June. Acuna, coming off that knee injury, has not been running. His 2nd major knee operation, 1 on each knee. Tom Goodwin coaching down at first. Baldwin's teammates have talked about his bat. He said all of them will tell you they can't speak enough good about him. The at-bats speak for themselves. He seems to put the ball on the barrel every time. He certainly did back in the 4th. 1-2, slowly hit to second. Marte goes to second for 1. Jerry can't quite turn it. Baldwin gets up the line. Just hit too slowly to get 2.
That was really the only problem. A good split finger. He loves throwing that pitch down and away to the left-handers. And that's the one he was looking forward to, Acuna. And Marte did a good job getting the lead runner. Now the double play is still in effect.
But you've got Diamondback killer Austin Riley at the plate. Gallen did a terrific job on Riley. He grounded out to 3rd all 3 times he was up there. Riley leading Atlanta in hits this year. And we've talked about his career numbers against the Diamondbacks. 29 games, 15 doubles, and 13 home runs for his career. .96 right by him. He got a 1-0 fastball and blew it by him for strike 1. That split got away from Miller. It's 2-1.
Even back to when Gallen was on the mound, they're setting up inside, and he's shown he'll chase 6 inches to a foot off inside, so you can try to get the pitch in there.
Boy, he threw him a cookie right there.
He keeps pulling that fastball, trying to go in, and he pulls it away.
That was a middle miss by Shelby, and he got away with it. To a lethally dangerous hitter. Got another one on deck behind him. 2-2 on Austin Riley. Baldwin down there at first with 1 out. Another fastball.
Good thing it's good velocity, 95, 96, to get these foul balls. He's certainly leaving that pitch out over the plate.
Base hit. Tying runs aboard for the Braves, and Matt Olson stepping in.
Both right-handers this inning have hit that split finger. It just stays in the zone and stays on the plate, so they're able to get to it. And both of them hit it on the ground, hit it hard, and both found holes.
1 out in the 8th. Atlanta has the tying runs aboard. Go-ahead runs at the plate, and it's Matt Olson who has singled, walked, and scored. He's 1 for 2. Fastball didn't get the call from Ben May. Borderline pitches, ball 1.
All the Braves, not just Olson, have shown a real patient approach now that it's crunch time these last 2 innings. They've all taken until they've got a strike.
Olson walked his last time up. Boy, he's leaving. Coley, he's leaving these pitches in some bad spots to some dangerous hitters.
He is. They're getting away with it right now, but you don't want to live that dangerously all the time, especially to the combination of Riley and Olson. And even Ozuna on deck.
Ball and a strike. You're going to have to work to get these 2 outs. Both these guys see a ton of pitches. Got the call right there. A little low on the split, but it's 1 and 2. Baldwin, the runner at second base. Riley's at first. Another fastball fouled away. Splitter got away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Olson, as always, has a knack for seeing a bunch of pitches. He's had 2 3-ball counts in his last 2 at bats. Ozuna waiting on deck behind him. Tying runs aboard with 1 out. Swing and a miss. A good split there from Shelby. He gets his 2nd out as Olson strikes out.
Couldn't have thrown it at a better time, and that's the best one he's thrown this inning. He gets that one to look like a strike, and that's what he needed out of the hand to get a swing from Olson.
1 more big out for Miller. Marcell Ozuna does not have a hit tonight. No player in the major leagues has more bases on balls than Marcell Ozuna, 4th in the majors in on-base percentage. He's a tough out. 2 on and 2 down for the Braves. Goes after a sweeper, and it's 0-1. It's not a pitch that Shelby throws a whole lot.
Not often, nor has Ozuna swung first pitch at all tonight, but tried to ambush there. Good thing he threw one with a little wrinkle in it.
And then blew a fastball right by him at 96, and it's 0-2.
Hitters will always tell you what your velocity really looks like, and the fact they can't catch up to those pitches right down the middle, there's some good zip on that fastball.
They had him set up for the split off the heater and missed. 1 and 2. Baldwin is the runner at second base. Riley the tying run at first. 1 and 2 on Marcell Ozuna. Deep to center. Thomas racing back to the wall. Alec has got it. Alec Thomas up into the wall, and he saves Shelby Miller's bacon right there. Alec Thomas. Tying runs would have easily scored here, but Alec gets him out of the 8th inning with that 5-3 lead. Well, we've had two terrific defensive plays in the outfield. Corbin Carroll to begin the game, and how about Alec Thomas, this one to likely save it. A line drive rocket off the bat of Ozuna with the tying runs aboard, and Alec went way back into that center field notch to run it down. What a play. Rafael Montero back out there for Atlanta. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who singled his last time up 1 for 3, starts it off in the 9th inning. I mean, it's 400 to straightaway center here, and Ozuna hit that about 398. That's out of play. Let's get this message from our friends at Jack in the Box.
We killed it with your new Munchie Meal, T-Pain. Pretty much, Jack.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Montero coming off a 1-2-3 8th inning. Ahead of Gurriel 0-2. Diamondbacks scored tonight in the first 3 innings of the ball game. Marte homered in the first. Gabriel Moreno had a 2-out RBI single in the second. Marte homered again in the third. And they led it after 3, 4-0. And they're hanging on now 5-3. Corbin Carroll a home run in the 5th inning. Two terrific defensive plays in the outfield by Corbin Carroll and Alec Thomas. Zach Gallen was terrific tonight. And boy, that's a tough swing and a miss there for Lourdes. That one almost hit him.
You know, that's the Cardinals and when pitchers used to hit. When pitchers used to hit, that was the last thing we talked about. Is like if you swing and get hit by a pitch, it just make all the blooper reels. And thank goodness Lourdes missed on that one.
I remember Yasmani Tomas once swung and missed at a pitch that hit him in the belly. That was a highlight. Pavin 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. Looks at ball 1. Braves in the home half of the 9th inning have Albies, Verdugo, and Allen coming up 6, 7, and 8. And Justin Martinez will get the 9th. Well, he's got a pretty good split. He's throwing it a whole bunch here to Corbin, or Pavin, pardon me. It's 2-2.
He does. He threw 4 straight fastballs, and then the split to get the swing and miss, and then 4 straight splits now.
And this is up with a heater. It's full. Gabby Moreno on deck. Brian Snitker trying to get 6 outs out of Montero. And Pavin hits it pretty deep to left. It backs up Verdugo, but he's got room just shy of the track out there. That's the 2nd out.
Went right back to that split finger. For right-handers, it's so easy to just throw it down and away and let it do its thing to a left-handed batter.
Gabriel Moreno came up with Gino Suarez at 3rd and 2 outs in the 2nd inning and hit a bloop just beyond Matt Olson at first base that dropped in for an RBI hit. He is 1 for 3. He struck out twice. And Gabby drops this one beyond Allen at shortstop. His 2nd hit tonight, a 2-out single. Had a chance for Alec Thomas.
And not only Thomas, but maybe to get it back to the top. Your
home
run hitters and get Justin Martinez an insurance run or 2. But the second fought off blue pit for Moreno, but they still go for hits.
Gabby has hit in 6 straight now, 12 of his last 13 games. Alec in the 9 spot, 0 for 3.
Another split finger. He's going to get a steady diet of those. That's what he's gone against all left-handed batters. That split finger down and away.
Alec to center, and he drops in for a knock. Couple of back-to-back two-out hits for the Diamondbacks, and a chance now for Corbin Carroll, who has walked, single, and homered tonight.
I mean, they got a fastball, and this is right down the middle. Sends it right back up where it came from, and really surprised he didn't go back to another split finger.
Boy, Josh, you saw Alec there just plant that front foot down nice and quick and was right on that pitch. 2-1 and 2 out. Good night here for Corbin. Chance to pad that lead. First pitch, split finger pitch.
And you would think, especially with the guy in the box and being Corbin Carroll, he's not going to make the mistake and groove a fastball.
Ball and a strike. Corbin's bat has come alive here tonight after a difficult stretch. Moreno's at second and Thomas at first with 2 down. Right at the knees, a little low, but a borderline strike 2 call. Not going to chase that out there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marte, who's homered twice tonight and walked twice, is the on-deck hitter. D-backs have out hit the Braves 9-6. Now the 2-2. Same pitch, same spot, and it's full.
Worked a full count to Pavin, threw him that split finger, and I would think he's going to do the same to Carroll. Runners will be in motion.
Gabby from second and Alec from first. There they go. Corbin fouls away. Boy, I wouldn't mind getting Cattell up there with the bases full and 2 outs to have some fun. Gonna need a new stick.
I can't imagine they rush whoever's getting up in the pen right now to get ready for Cattell. This is going to be all Montero.
You're going to get Ryan Thompson up in case they can pad this lead here. J Mart ready for the 9th at 5-3. And Corbin back in there with a full count.
The Braves rushing somebody just in case. They don't want this game to get out of hand.
Runners on the move again. Corbin skies it pretty deep right center field. This has got some carry to it, and it's gone. Corbin Carroll's second home run tonight, and they've blown it open. It's 8-3.
Get going, Thompson. It's going to be your 9th inning. He just went to the split so many times in a row, 7 straight, and it was a matter of time before he left one on the plate for Carroll.
2 home runs for Cattell Marte and 2 for Corbin Carroll. That's Corbin's 18th, 8-3 in the 9th.
And just hung it. When you throw it in that spot, it doesn't move. It just stays right there, and he took all the drop out of it.
Here's Marte. 3 consecutive 2-out hits. Credit to Gabby and Alec Thomas for those 2-out singles to set the stage for Carroll, who has walked, singled, and homered twice. He's got 4 runs batted in, and he's scored 3 times, Corbin Carroll, tonight. Marte's been aboard every time he's been up there. He's homered twice and walked twice.
It's the same situation for Montero. He doesn't want to throw him a fastball in the zone, doesn't want to throw him a split finger in the zone. Those are the only 2 pitches he has.
Perdomo would be next. Oh boy. All right. We'll just call that a miss and we'll move on politely. Full count, 3-2. Back-to-back full counts, 3rd in this inning for Montero. Diamondbacks have scored in 5 of the 9 innings tonight. That might be my favorite stat.
That's what you wanted, is a consistent offensive approach all the way through the game.
Now with 10 hits, 4 of them homers. Marte punches that down the left field line. It wants to get out of play. Verdugo's over there, and it's off the screen.
And another great thing, your 2 guys at the top just carrying it. That's
how about it, huh?
As those guys go, the offense will go, and that's a great sign.
Both your first 2 batters, Coley, Carroll and Marte, have reached base 4 times each. And Marte finds a gap. That gets down in right center. Ketel's aboard for the 5th time tonight. And a long 9th gets longer for Montero. Here comes Brian Snitker. He's going to have to get another pitcher in there to get this final out. Marte with 2 walks, a single, and 2 home runs. A tight ball game has become 8-3 in the 9th. Back from Atlanta in a moment. Different story now from Atlanta, where it's an 8-3 Diamondback lead. And here is the unfortunately named Scott Blewett, who is pitching for his 3rd team this year. He started out with the Twins, went to Baltimore. He was sold to Atlanta, and he makes his 14th appearance of the year. Diamondbacks with 3 in the 9th. They've opened up an 8-3 lead. Here's Geraldo Perdomo, 0 for 4. Olsen has it backhanded at first, and that ends the 9th inning. But what a moment. Back-to-back 2-out singles by Moreno and Thomas set up Corbin Carroll for a 3-run homer. Corbin second tonight, and they lead it 8-3. Well, it's one of our biggest events every year. Registration now open for our 12th annual Diamondbacks Race Against Cancer, presented by Dignity Health Cancer Institute. The 5K run or the walk, all set for downtown at Chase Field. The date is Sunday, September 28th. And you can sign up right now. dbacks.com/race. Always a big highlight on the Diamondbacks annual calendar. We'll see you down there Sunday, September 28th. 5-run lead for Ryan Thompson, who gets the 9th. Ryan pitched twice in the Pirates series last week. Pitched again Friday against Washington. Scoreless innings in all 3 of those games.
Last 4 appearances, just giving up 3 hits, no runs. A good chance for him to get another scoreless inning here.
We've got an errant baseball that goes back in the Diamondback dugout. Jeff Bannister. He's crushed it in his hand. It's already a powder. Ozzie Albies is the hitter. Tim Tawa has come off the bench and takes over in left field for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Starting to see Coley a little bit more. This Tawa as a late inning defensive sub in the outfield. And so he gets left field here. Albies hits it right at Naylor. And Ryan's got his first out.
That down sinker, that's the pitch that he needs. And a good location there. Needed to get Albies because we know how to get the last 3 in this lineup. Get ahead, don't give them anything to hit. They seem to be getting themselves out.
Casino, Arizona has our post-game preview. Jody Jackson standing by. Josh and I will have a complete highlight recap for you if you missed the beginning of this game. It has been a wild one. The first time in Diamondback history that the 1 and 2 hitters in their lineup have had multi-home run games. That has never happened before. Little comebacker. Ryan's got it. Verdugo. An easy out, number 2.
This was the perfect spot to get Thompson in too. Verdugo struggling to just hit it out of the outfield. Has 1 fly ball and 3 weak grounders.
Sean Murphy comes off the bench and bats for Nick Allen, the shortstop. Murphy is the other catcher, the veteran in their duo with Baldwin, the rookie. And a lot like Nick Allen, for whom he's hitting, Murphy has been wearing those sport glasses to address astigmatism. 223 and 9 homers. And there's Nick Allen. Shattered the bat. Gino's got it at third. And an impressive start to this road trip for the Diamondbacks in Atlanta. They beat the Braves 8-3. And for the first time in franchise history, the top 2 hitters in the lineup had multiple home run games. 2 homers for Corbin Carroll and 2 for Ketel Marte. And an 8-3 Diamondback win.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. The Braves team that's reeling as well, just 3-8 in their last 11. And the D-backs got exactly what they needed. Timely hitting, power hitting, consistent hitting, and a great pitching performance from Zach Gallen and those couple bullpen guys.
They get back to within 2 games of 500. A great start to this series. Corbin Carroll chats with Jody Jackson right after this break from Atlanta.